We're rolling. All right, Manfred. All right, Manfred, man. All right, so I sort of know what's going on because I commented on another group, didn't I? But yeah, I didn't realise Anonymous was on. You've pressed it by mistake, and now you can't change it. I'm just wondering if you delete it, because you can edit it by pressing up there and edit. But anyway, not to worry about that now. What I would say is, try a completely different post. Obviously I won't accept it, but just say hello, welcome, thank you for letting me join the group, and see if that doesn't come up anonymously. But I've took away the option. I didn't even know Facebook had put it here. So you've got a U25 engine, water pump leaks, driving along, and you want to know how to take it off. Okay, so I'm not sure how much detail I go into. Oh, so removal. Let's have a listen. Right, good morning, Black Bottom Campus. Right, Peugeot U25 2.5 pump comes off, right? So inside there, I'm sure the outer pulley off. These ones are pressed on. Now, there is bolts on there, but I wouldn't even bother with them because I think that just takes the outer pulley off. These ones are pressed on, as you can see, right? So leave them, go round the water pump, outer pulley off. Undone all the bolts around now. Just making this video for him and anyone else, because I tried to take one of them off before. That was bolted on there. Undone all the bolts around now. It wouldn't come off. So now there is bolts on there, but I wouldn't even bother with them because I think that just takes the outer pulley in without heat. Now, if these snap, you can cut. If the bolt snaps, you can cut down the socket back. Same with that one, right? But the one that's going to do ya, oh no, and that one as well. Yeah, you can drill through. But what I found with them is when you try and off, okay, it goes through the aluminium. So I've pretty much covered it. What you're going to want is I can't think what else. So let's try. Okay, you're going to want something like that. Okay, I don't know why I put easy guess. So there's a little one there with the butane bottles, the camping stove butane bottles. So you would just buy the head, I suppose. Whether they give you the option of buying it with canisters, torch, gas, flame, burner, welding, ignition, solder, barbecue. So yeah, I'm guessing that's just description. Okay, and the canisters you can buy on their own. That would be your cheapest option, I would have thought, as opposed to going for the 18 quid eBay. So that plus 4 canisters. Yeah. I mean, you're in Croatia. I don't know what your but yeah, you're definitely going to need heat. I've done a post on petrol engine. Oh, sorry, I was waiting for it. I hadn't even pressed. So petrol engine water pump removal. Now, all right, Martin. That goes into Sorry, I can't. I've just done this once, and the screen record didn't stop. So 8 minutes of waffling on. Right, sorry, I can't see the mute button because it's white. Heat induction tool. Okay, U25 are not too bad. But, you know, I mean, you don't want to be getting into the realms of that. But you're definitely going to need heat to get the bleed nipple out, the temperature sensors. What am I looking for? What was I looking for? Okay, get yourself pen and paper and write these down. Water system bleeding points. Okay, so there's one on. There's a bleed nipple on the water pump, and you've got at least one. Yeah, one's in the cylinder head. One temperature. So one's a temperature sender to the temperature gauge, and one's a temperature warning light. I do believe temperature sensor is on the water pump and temperature warning light is in the cylinder head. But yeah, you'll need it to get the thermostat housing cover off. You'll need gas, you'll need heat, and you might need it on some of the water pump nuts. Now, if you so with these Allen keys, if they round off, I use what they call a multi-spline torque. So in my torque set, I've got Allen keys, I've got torques, and I've got what they call multi-spline, which when you look at them, they look like a star. So if you ever round off an Allen key head, bang a multi-torque, multi-spline into it, and it will get it undone. Do you know what I mean? And vice versa, it'll do it back up. But the majority of them are nuts. But like I say, I was banging one at one time. I undone all the nuts, gone round, bang, 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 and then realised there's a bloody Allen key. You've got to take the actual water pump off. It's the water pump housing, isn't it? It's coming back to me now. So yeah, the bleed nipple and the thermostat, yeah, so you don't actually need to, right, so I take back all that. So that's the thermostat housing, which you have to replace if you break anything whilst trying to change the thermostat. You only want to change the water pump, so you haven't got to touch the thermostat housing. Lovely job. Okay, but you're going to need some heat. If you can't just go round with a spanner, crack all them nuts, yeah, and then once you've cracked all the nuts, but obviously I'll do this as a carry on from water pump housing for people. Do you see what I mean? So right, let me get back to the point. Right. So first picture, just above the blue circle is your belt tensioner. Now take note that the belts sit on the outside of that tensioner. When you spin that, if you put testing bearings in the search, it'll come up. If you spin that and it's very noisy and it moves side to side, you're gonna need another one. They're not cheap. Somebody did post on one of the parts groups the other day, a Peugeot breaker, and he had a brand new one. They're about 180 quid new. If you put Talbot Express U25 cam belt tensioner, Oh, no, not cam belt, sorry. Auxiliary. Cam belt's the other end, isn't it? Even though it's not. I know Coastal Motorhomes sell them. There you go, 170 quid. There was. Let me try Peugeot, because he did put that in his. I'm thinking the wrong group, mate. Explain. Shell, Motor Miracles, Muffler. Maybe it wasn't on here. Yep, that's him there. Joe Rowlands. Okay, here you are. He's got one. Spankers new. And that there, Richard Stevens sent me one of them the other day, and I thought somebody had made it up, but apparently it is a part that was manufactured. It's like a rubber shock. The originals were solid, but yeah, if you do need that tensioner, that's the fella there, Joe Rowlands, Talbot Express for sale. I'm not recommending. I don't know the fella. I don't, I'm not saying whatever and blah blah blah, but seems genuine enough. Just make sure you do blah 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 blah. So getting back to the point, U25 camshaft. So what you do is you very gingerly, so you see the belts there coming across the pulley. There's about halfway there. There's a bolt. You don't have to undo that one all the way. Okay, that'll be the one again. You get some heat on that. That goes through the water pump or the thermostat housing. But yeah, normally they're tight as anything. But anyway, loosen that off. It's got like a hook on it. Yeah, get some heat on it, loosen it off, loads of lubrication, and then there's a nut and washer on the back which has to come off. Once that's off, you remove that. The brake vacuum there, again, you just loosen that and so that you can get the belt off. Then you've got the two camshaft belts. You leave them around the camshaft pulley. Obviously, they won't come off unless you remove the pulley. And then you've got alternator belt. So once they are all off and out of the way, water pump can come off, and you'll have to change the end. Hopefully, you've got a gasket with it. But even if you do have a gasket with it, I highly recommend that you put a little polyurethane sealant. Yeah, don't Tiger Seal, Sikaflex, they're all the same. As long as it says polyurethane, don't use silicone, it's shite. A very thin smear, even if you haven't got a gasket, very thin smear. Sand the surfaces off, even if you've got a gasket, clean, sand the surfaces off. I normally use something like that on a drill. Whiz round when I'm doing gearboxes and whatever. I don't use gaskets anymore. PU18, engines are stuck together with it nowadays. All the modern engines, timing chains, sumps, covers, blah 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 blah. So Okay, so that covers your belts should you need new belts. The only difference is some vacuum pumps have a bigger pulley than the other. So the vacuum pump, but yeah, if you need new belts and there's no numbers on them, then that gives you a guide for alternator and the 2 cam belt. Looking at that video there, oh, that's got the smaller pulley on the vacuum pump. But anyway, I think that just about covers everything. Apologies for waffling on there about the thermostat housing. But yeah, I'm just get a sump drain plug and washer. Thank you. Oh. Right, I'm gonna get on. Cheers and bye.